Decades later, unexpected revelations reignite curiosity about this turbulent chapter. In the late 1980s, Mijares was the heartthrob of Mexican romantic music, with hits like Bella and Para Amarnos Mas dominating the radio. During a promotional trip to Chile, he crossed paths with Cecilia Balaco, newly crowned Miss Universe 1987, on a TV show. The chemistry between them, captured by the cameras, was the spark for a wave of speculation. The press, eager for sensationalist stories, turned a moment of professional charisma into a supposed romance. Mexican and Chilean newspapers published photos of the two smiling together, fueling the narrative of a forbidden passion. Like a spark in a dry field, the rumor spread quickly, without Mijares having control over the story. The absence of social media at the time meant that artists relied on interviews and statements to defend themselves. Mijares, known for his discretion, chose to deny any romantic involvement, stating that he and Balaco were just friends. However, his reticence only intensified the speculation. Magazines like TV Notice suggested secret meetings, while gossip shows explored every detail. For fans, the uncertainty was agonizing. Was Mijares a victim of a media campaign, or was he hiding something? This doubt turned an apparently trivial event into a turning point for his career. The cultural context also amplified the impact. In Mexico, Mijares was seen as the perfect man, a symbol of romanticism and integrity. Any hint of a romance outside the spotlight challenged this carefully crafted image. In Chile, Balaco was a national heroine, and the idea of a romance with a Mexican star was romanticized. This cultural dichotomy created conflicting narratives, with the press in each country shaping the story to meet the expectations of its audience. Like a mirror, the media reflected the desires and prejudices of their audiences. The consequences were immediate. Mijares faced pressure to clarify the rumors, but each statement seemed insufficient. The lack of concrete evidence didn't stop tabloids from publishing sensationalist headlines like "Mijares in love with Miss Universe." For an artist on the rise, this posed a real risk: the loss of credibility and the alienation of loyal fans. In an era where private life was still a mystery, Mijares' forced exposure revealed the dark side of fame. The story also raises questions about the role of the media. Why was a moment of professional interaction turned into a scandal? The answer lies in the press's voracious appetite for stories that sell. Without social media to debunk rumors in real time, Mijares depended on the goodwill of journalists, who weren't always interested in the truth. This episode is a reminder of how public narratives can be manipulated, even without solid evidence. For today's viewers, this story resonates as a warning. In a hyper-connected world, rumors still hold power, but celebrities have more tools to defend themselves. What would have happened if Mijares had an X account to clarify the facts? Perhaps the scandal would have been fleeting, but in the 1980s, it was a storm that tested the singer's resilience. How would you react if your life were distorted by the media? Being a celebrity in the 1980s was like walking through a minefield. Without the protection of social media, artists like Mijares were at the mercy of the press, which could build or destroy reputations with a single headline. The rumor with Balaco put the singer at a crossroads: deny vehemently and risk seeming guilty, or remain silent and let the story grow. He chose the second option, but silence, instead of extinguishing the fire, added fuel to the flames. Sensationalist magazines exploited the ambiguity, publishing speculations ranging from secret meetings to promises of love. The pressure on Mijares was immense. As an icon of romanticism, his image depended on an aura of perfection. A love scandal, even if unconfirmed, could alienate fans who saw him as a model of virtue. According to an article in El Mundo de Regina, sales of gossip magazines increased by 20% during the peak of the rumor, showing the commercial impact of these stories. For the tabloids, Mijares was a gold mine, but for the singer, each headline was a blow to his reputation. The fans, divided, fueled the debate. In Mexico, many defended Mijares, accusing the press of sensationalism. Letters published in magazines like TV Notice expressed support but also criticism from fans who felt betrayed. In Chile, the narrative was different. Balaco, as a national icon, turned the supposed romance into a source of pride. This polarization revealed the emotional power that celebrities wield over their audiences, serving as mirrors of collective aspirations and frustrations. The context of the time also shaped the magnitude of the scandal. In the 1980s, the privacy of celebrities was a thin veil, easily torn by the press. Unlike today, where a post on X can clear up rumors in minutes, Mijares relied on carefully orchestrated interviews. Each silence was interpreted as a tacit confession, and each denial as an attempt to cover up the truth. This dynamic shows how the lack of control over the narrative can turn a rumor into a crisis. The implications went beyond public image. The scandal tested Mijares' ability to keep his career on track. Concerts remained sold out, but the psychological pressure was evident. In interviews from the time, he avoided the Balako topic, focusing on his music, a strategy that preserved his fan base but didn't silence the rumors. Like a tightrope walker, Mijares needed to stay focused while the world around him tried to destabilize him. How many times have you believed headlines without questioning them? Mijares' story reminds us that fame is a distorted lens, amplifying every misstep. In your own life, how do you handle gossip or misunderstandings? The answer may reveal more about you than about the stars you admire. While the rumors with Balako were simmering, a new figure entered Mijares' life, Lucero, the rising star of Mexican telenovelas and music. Their relationship, which began between 1988 and 1989, was like a beacon amidst the darkness of the scandal. Lucero, known for roles in Chispita and for her captivating voice, was not just a girlfriend but an ally who helped Mijares regain balance. Her constant presence at public events and her discretion in front of the press reinforced their image as a solid couple. Lucero faced the rumors with impressive maturity. In interviews, she avoided mentioning Balako directly, focusing on her love for Mijares and her career. This subtle but effective strategy sent a clear message: the rumors wouldn't shake their relationship. Unlike modern celebrities, who use social media to confront speculation, Lucero chose to ignore them, a decision that preserved her dignity and protected the couple from further exposure. Like an anchor, she kept Mijares steady amid the chaos. The press, however, didn't make it easy. Sensationalist magazines created a narrative of rivalry between Lucero and Balako, comparing their appearances and careers. While Balako was portrayed as the elegant Miss Universe, Lucero was presented as the charismatic girl next door. These comparisons, though baseless, reflected a subtle sexism, common in the media of the time, that pitted women against each other. Lucero, with her natural grace, ignored these provocations, showing that her confidence didn't depend on external validation. Lucero's support went beyond the emotional. Her growing popularity complemented Mijares, creating a duo that charmed the public. Joint concerts and public appearances reinforced the narrative of true love, overshadowing past rumors. According to Televisa data, Mijares' popularity increased after the start of his relationship with Lucero, with a peak in record sales in 1997. This success shows how public love can be more powerful than gossip. Lucero's impact also extended to fans' perceptions. For many, she was proof that Mijares had overcome the scandal. Her loyalty won over even the most skeptical, who saw the couple as a symbol of hope. But what was it like for Lucero to deal with Balako's shadow? The answer lies in her resilience. Despite facing unfair comparisons, she remained focused on her career and love, a lesson in strength for anyone facing criticism. How many times have you faced rumors or unfair judgments? How did you find support in someone close? Lucero's presence in Mijares' life reminds us that, in times of crisis, a true ally can make all the difference. Who is your safe harbor when the storm hits? On January 18, 1997, Mijares and Lucero sealed their union in a ceremony that marked the history of Mexican showbiz. Held at the Colegio de las Vizcaínas in Mexico City, the wedding was a televised spectacle, watched by over 10 million viewers, according to Televisa. With 600 guests, including icons like Placido Domingo, the event was more than a wedding. It was a public statement that the rumors with Balako were a thing of the past. Like a final chapter, the wedding rewrote the narrative of the scandal. Media coverage was massive, but not always positive. Some tabloids tried to reignite the rumors, suggesting that Lucero was claiming Mijares. These speculations, however, were overshadowed by the couple's evident chemistry. Images of Lucero, radiant in her dress, and Mijares, visibly emotional, won over the public. For fans, the wedding was a moment of celebration, but also of relief. Confirming that love had triumphed over gossip, the cultural impact was significant. In an era where celebrity weddings were rarely televised, Mijares and Lucero's wedding set a precedent, inspiring similar events in the decades that followed. The broadcast, shown in several Latin American countries, solidified the couple as a regional icon, comparable to duos like Juan Gabriel and Rocío Dúrcal. This phenomenon shows how the personal lives of celebrities can become a mirror of collective aspirations. For Mijares, the wedding was an opportunity to redefine his image. The scandal with Balako, though still remembered, lost strength in the face of the narrative of a solid love. Lucero, with her charismatic presence, reinforced this transformation, showing that the couple was stronger than any rumor. But what was it like for them to handle the pressure of such a public event? The answer lies in their authenticity, which won over even the most skeptical. The wedding also raises questions about the power of public events. Why does a televised wedding have so much impact? The answer lies in its ability to create a new narrative. For viewers, Mijares and Lucero's union is a reminder that moments of happiness can erase the shadows of the past. How do you use positive moments to rewrite your own story? For fans, the wedding was an emotional milestone. Many who had doubted Mijares during the scandal found in the ceremony a reason to renew their loyalty. The couple's story, with its ups and downs, became a symbol of resilience. How many times have you seen a moment of happiness change someone's perception? This is a reflection that connects Mijares' story to your own life. In 2020, an unexpected comment brought the scandal back into the spotlight. During a Chilean TV show, Diana Balaco, Cecilia's sister, confirmed that Mijares and Cecilia had a romance between 1988 and 1989. "Did you know that Manuel Mijares was my brother-in-law?" Diana said, revealing that Cecilia spent a new years in Mexico with the singer. The statement, made over 30 years after the rumors, surprised fans and reignited interest in the story. The confirmation came at a time when Mijares and Lucero were already divorced, which minimized the personal impact. However, the press seized the opportunity to generate headlines, with outlets like RSVP Online highlighting Lucero's reaction. On a Chilean show, she addressed the topic with humor, saying, "Yes, Manolito, I knew. Gorgeous, of course she was." Her light-hearted attitude turned a potential conflict into a light anecdote, showcasing her emotional maturity. For Mijares, the revelation raised questions about his initial silence. Why did he deny the romance for so long? Some fans interpreted his discretion as an attempt to protect Lucero, while others saw it as a lack of transparency. In an era where authenticity is valued, Mijares' silence seemed out of sync. However, his career remained intact, suggesting that the public was more interested in his music than in past dramas. The fans' reaction was mixed. On platforms like X, comments such as, "I always knew there was something between Mijares and Cecilia," showed that the rumors still lived in collective memory. For younger fans who didn't live through the 1980s, the revelation was an intriguing surprise. This dynamic reflects the enduring power of scandals, which transcend generations and continue to shape public perception. The context of the revelation is also significant. Cecilia Balaco, though less active in the media, was still an iconic figure in Chile. Diana's statement, even if casual, reopened a chapter many considered closed. The press, always hungry for clicks, created narratives of a love triangle that never existed. This distortion shows how the media can manipulate stories to maintain their relevance. The 2020 revelation is an invitation to reflection. How do we judge past decisions with today's values? What does it mean to be authentic in a world that demands constant transparency? Mijares' story reminds us that celebrities, like all of us, navigate complex dilemmas. How would you handle a truth revealed decades later? In 2011, Mijares and Lucero announced their divorce after 14 years of marriage, shocking fans who saw them as the perfect couple. The official statement, citing personal differences, was met with sadness but also speculation. Some tabloids suggested that the rumors with Balaco had left scars, though there was no evidence of this. The press, as always, sought dramatic connections to fuel the narrative. The divorce was handled with exemplary maturity. Mijares and Lucero issued a joint statement, emphasizing their friendship and commitment to their children, José Manuel and Lucerito Mijares. This transparency helped avoid a bigger scandal but didn't silence the rumors. Magazines like TV Notice published theories about past tensions, showing how the media exploits even the most delicate moments. The fans' reaction was intense. A 2011 TV Notice survey revealed that 65% of readers expressed sadness but also support for the couple's decision. For many, Mijares and Lucero were a symbol of eternal love, and their separation shattered that illusion. However, their ability to maintain a friendly relationship earned admiration, humanizing them in the public's eyes. The impact of social media was notable. In 2011, platforms like Twitter were beginning to amplify rumors, with fans debating the causes of the divorce. This new dynamic forced Mijares and Lucero to be more careful with their public image. Compared to the 1990s, when the press dominated, the divorce showed how media culture had evolved, making scandals more immediate but also more fleeting. The post-divorce collaboration was a standout. Projects like the Hasta que se nos hizo tour and their participation in Juego de Voces, 2024 to 2025, demonstrated that Mijares and Lucero had overcome the past. In a March 2024 interview on Hoy, Mijares said, "We're very at peace, we're friends, and happy like this." This attitude contrasts with the contentious separations of other celebrities, showing the power of mutual respect. The divorce of Mijares and Lucero is a lesson in resilience. How do you handle the end of an important relationship? What does it mean to maintain respect after a separation? The couple's story reminds us that, even in moments of rupture, it's possible to build something positive. How would you apply this lesson in your life? The fans of Mijares and Lucero were protagonists in this story, shaping the perception of the scandal. In the 1980s, when the rumors with Bolaco exploded, Mijares followers were divided. In Mexico, many defended him, accusing the press of sensationalism, while others felt betrayed by a possible secret romance. Letters published in TV notas revealed the emotional intensity of fans, who saw Mijares as more than a singer. He was a symbol of idealized love. In Chile, the dynamic was different. Cecilia Bolaco, as a national icon, turned the supposed romance into a source of pride. Chilean fans romanticized the story, creating a subtle rivalry with Lucero's Mexican followers. This transnational polarization reflects the power of celebrities to unite or divide cultures, serving as mirrors of national identities. Lucero's entry into the equation changed the narrative. Her relationship with Mijares won over fans, who saw the couple as a fairy tale. Public appearances and joint concerts reinforced this image, mitigating the impact of the rumors. According to El Mundo de Regina, Mijares' record sales peaked in 1997, after his wedding to Lucero, showing how fan support boosted his career. The 2020 revelation rekindled these emotions. On platforms like X, younger fans expressed surprise, while older ones recalled the drama with nostalgia. Comments like, "I always knew there was something between Mijares and Cecilia," show how fans are guardians of their idol stories. This loyalty, even decades later, reflects the emotional impact of celebrities. The role of fans also raises questions about emotional investment. Why do we care so much about the personal lives of stars? The answer lies in the connection we feel with their stories. For Mijares fans, his romantic songs were more than music, they were promises of eternal love. When rumors threatened that image, fans reacted as if personally affected. For viewers, the story of the fans is an invitation to reflection. How do you connect with your idols? Have you ever felt betrayed by a celebrity you admired? The loyalty of Mijares and Lucero's fans reminds us that, behind every scandal, there are real people with complex emotions. How do you handle your own emotional connections? The press was the driving force of the scandal, turning a casual encounter into a crisis. In the 1980s, magazines like TV notas and shows like Ventaneando fueled rumors with sensationalist headlines, exploiting the lack of evidence to create intriguing narratives. Mijares' relationship with Bolaco was a gift to the tabloids, which published speculations without fear of repercussions. Like an uncontrolled fire, the media spread the rumor without concern for the consequences. The absence of social media gave the press disproportionate power. A single article could linger in the public's mind for weeks, with Mijares unable to respond immediately. His strategy of silence, though logical, was interpreted as guilt by some. Chilean magazines, on the other hand, romanticized the romance, presenting Bolaco as a heroine. This dichotomy reflects how the media shapes narratives to meet cultural expectations. The coverage also revealed a subtle sexism. While Mijares was portrayed as a heartthrob, Bolaco and Lucero were compared in terms of beauty and charisma, creating a fictional rivalry. This narrative, common in the press of the time, reinforced gender stereotypes. Lucero's ability to ignore these provocations shows her strength, but it also highlights the pressure faced by women in the media. The 2020 revelation showed that the media's role hasn't changed much. Outlets like RSVP Online amplified Diana Bolaco's statement, generating clicks with exaggerated headlines. However, Lucero's reaction, with humor and grace, neutralized the drama. This evolution suggests that celebrities have learned to navigate the media with more emotional intelligence, using humor as a shield. The media's impact raises ethical questions. Is it fair to speculate without evidence? In the 1980s, the lack of regulation allowed the press to act with impunity. Today, social media amplifies rumors but also gives celebrities a voice. Mijares' story is a warning about the media's power to build or destroy reputations. How do you consume celebrity news? Do you question what you read? The media is a reminder that not everything that glitters is true. The next time you see a sensationalist headline, ask yourself, who benefits from this story? The answer might change how you view the world of showbiz and even your own life. After the 2011 divorce, Mijares and Lucero surprised everyone by maintaining a solid friendship. Projects like the Hasta que se nos hizo tour, 2019, and Juego de Voces, 2024 to 2025, show that the scandal with Bolaco left no permanent scars. According to OCISA, the 2019 tour sold out arenas in Mexico and the US, with an average of 15,000 spectators per show, proving that fans still love the couple. Their collaboration goes beyond the professional. In interviews, such as one on Hoy in 2024, Mijares emphasized, "We're great friends, we love each other a lot, and we're happy like this." Lucero, in turn, debunked reconciliation rumors with humor, as in a 2024 Instagram Live with her daughter Lucerito. This lighthearted attitude contrasts with the intensity of the 1980s, showing how both have learned to handle public attention. The impact on their children, Jose Manuel and Lucerito Mijares, is notable. Lucerito, who follows in her parents' musical footsteps, defended them against speculation, saying in 2024 that she's tired of reconciliation rumors. Growing up under public scrutiny shaped her perspective but also strengthened her. This dynamic reflects the challenges faced by children of celebrities, who must forge their own identities. Mijares and Lucero's friendship is rare in showbiz. In a study by the University of Guadalajara, their divorce was cited as a model of amicable separation, with 80% public approval in Mexico. This approval shows how mutual respect can turn a breakup into something positive. Compared to the contentious separations of other celebrities, Mijares and Lucero's case is an example of maturity. For fans, this friendship is a source of inspiration. Over 2 million combined social media followers in 2025 show that the public remains loyal. Their ability to turn a scandal into a story of overcoming resonates with those who have faced personal crises. How do you maintain respect after the end of a relationship? The answer may lie in Mijares and Lucero's story. This friendship is a reminder that love can evolve. Even after a divorce, Mijares and Lucero show that it's possible to build something new. How would you apply this lesson to your own relationships? Think about it the next time you face an ending or a new beginning. The Mijares and Bolaco scandal transcended time, leaving lessons about fame, privacy, and resilience. In the 1980s, a rumor could define a career, but Mijares, with Lucero's support, showed that it's possible to weather the storm. Today, in a hyper-connected world, celebrities face even greater challenges but also have more tools to defend themselves. Mijares' story is a mirror for our own relationship with rumors. Authenticity was the key to Mijares and Lucero's success. By focusing on their music and family, they avoided being defined by gossip. Their fanbase, with over 2 million followers in 2025, proves that public loyalty comes from emotional connection, not headlines. This lesson is universal. Staying true to yourself is the best defense against criticism. The media's role is also a crucial lesson. In the 1980s, the press had a monopoly on the narrative, but today, platforms like X democratize information. However, they also amplify rumors, making fact-checking more important than ever. Mijares' story reminds us to question what we consume and prioritize empathy when judging others. Mijares and Lucero's relationship, even after divorce, is an example of mutual respect. Their friendship, solidified in projects like Juego de Voces, shows that relationships can evolve into something positive. In a world where scandals dominate headlines, this story is a beacon of hope, reminding us that love and loyalty can overcome any crisis. This story is a call to action. How do you handle rumors in your life? Have you faced gossip at work, school, or in your family? Mijares and Lucero's resilience teaches us that truth, humor, and the support of allies can turn a crisis into an opportunity. How would you apply these lessons today? The scandal reminds us that celebrities are human, with mistakes and successes like all of us. The next time you read a sensationalist headline, stop and reflect. What's the story behind the story? The answer might change how you see the world and even how you handle your own challenges. The Mijares and Cecilia Bolaco scandal was more than a rumor. It was proof of how fame, the media, and love shape our perceptions. With Lucero by his side, Mijares turned a crisis into a story of overcoming, leaving lessons about resilience and authenticity that resonate to this day. Did you enjoy this trip down memory lane? Give a like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories that mix drama, music, and emotion. Want to know about other romances that marked the world of showbiz? Click on the video that appears on the screen and leave your comment. What would you have done in Mijares or Lucero's place?